Good afternoon. Welcome to ThatChannel.com's Liquid Lunch. I'm Randy Thomas, sitting in for the one and only Hugh Riley, who is the most charismatic show person in television. That makes me the second most, maybe today anyway. I can at least wear the title, or third. Oh yes, next to my wonderful co-host Karen Windsor, who's joining us today. Thank you, Karen. How you doing?
I'm fine. Great. Thank you on this sunny Monday.
Well, it's my birthday. It's a sunny Monday for sure.
It is.
Yes, I am.
Great people were born on February 1st.
23 years old today.
Ah. And
okay, maybe not.
The stories start.
Well, you know. You said you liked younger men, so.
23? I don't know.
Well, at least for the weekend.
I vaguely remember that age. Vaguely.
Vaguely?
Vaguely.
What's your most prominent memory of that age period?
23. Graduating from university, looking for work in a recession.
That's pretty tight, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It was, and living in Halifax still.
Actually, 20...
Living in Halifax. It was fun. Actually, I had a great summer that year.
Did you?
Yes.
Now, see, now that's something we'll have to talk about over coffee. That's something we'll definitely want to talk about over coffee. How, so how was your weekend?
It was great.
Yeah?
Thank you.
What did you do?
Yes. Spend some time with family. I have a nephew in the city, so hanging out with him, and did a little shopping, a few errands, read. It was quiet.
What did you buy? Shopping?
Pair of boots. Nothing
Nice.
too strangely exciting. It's the season. You get the end of the season.
Oh,
sale,
well,
so.
it could have been stilettos
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh, no.
No?
Very practical.
Practical?
Winter.
Practical's good.
Winter boots.
Did you happen to catch any of the Grammys last night?
I did.
Yeah?
I did.
What did you see?
Jamie Foxx's performance.
Yeah?
That was interesting. And
Yeah, I think that sums up the night. Well, I watched a bit of the Grammys with my parents, and they're in town, and I just want to say hi to them. I don't know why they didn't stick around the studio. They get all nervous. I'm going to drag them on camera or something, so they came here and they wished me happy birthday, then they left again, but whatever. I'll get them later. No, but, so, what did you like about the Grammys?
well, I caught him at the first, I'd say half hour, 45 minutes, and then I switched. I was sort of going back and forth between a couple of channels. But I liked that it was a much bigger audience than it usually is.
It looks like they did it in a stadium, like a football stadium or something.
Which was interesting, which means that they've expanded it way past just the regular celebrities that you would see. So it looks like they had a regular public audience, which is kind of nice, lends to the excitement of the evening. And it seemed more of an entertainment show than it did an award show.
Yeah, they didn't give away very many awards, did they?
Like, it seemed like there were 5 performances and then an award, and then a bunch more performances and then an award.
Well, I think that would be because they've been losing so much audience in the last few years that they're trying to design something to
and I think
combat
too, it
that.
probably has to do with the public audience. They're trying to give them, value for their money. I'm sure they paid good money to be in that
I
stadium.
think it has to do with all the home audience myself. I don't think the audience is there. They care much about that audience. They know that audience they're always going to fill.
Yeah.
But it's the home audience they need to keep. That's
They
where the
they
bucks
had a
are.
good lineup.
Did you see
really
Robert
did.
Downey Depp?
I missed the end of it. I, excuse me, caught the beginning and missed the end. I had to take a phone call.
Well, I call him that because everybody that was watching the Grammys with me last night said he looks like he's trying to be Johnny Depp. He's got that little beard, the mustache, and the square glasses, and it was like.
Yeah, but he also has a
looking-
clean cut too. Johnny Depp is a little.
Yeah, well, that's what Robert. He's got
and
that. He's got that look. So maybe it's for one of the roles he's going to be doing now, or something.
That could be, but it could be like a spillover from the Sherlock Holmes.
Could be, but he filmed Sherlock Holmes 2 years ago.
I know.
Okay, so it's not really.
But he's still doing the promos for it and that kind of thing. So
I suppose.
you never know.
I think
He looked good, considering
Oh,
I was
no, he
when
looks
he came
good.
on stage. I thought, there's a comeback career if there ever was one.
Yep. Well,
Truly.
I could give you a long story about that because it's all about him marrying his wife Susan Levin, who was the producer on Gothica. But I was there for that. I saw that whole thing go down. So anyway,
There's a story there.
it just that he was smart because anyway, long story. I've told this story a few times, but anyway, he broke Halle Berry's arm on set of Gothica, and that made him unvulnerable or uninsurable. And Woody Allen cut him from his next film, and all of a sudden, bammo, he's married to a producer. He's worked ever since. Obviously a much smarter guy than maybe I was at the time.
It could have been love. It may not be as calculated as you.
Right, that's what we hope. That is the fantasy.
That's the actor in you.
Yeah, no. I hope it was for love. Absolutely, I do. I think it's
sustained. It's still going on.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't get divorced 18 months later.
He's still getting
which
movies.
Exactly. He's still getting hired. He's still doing his job. That's good.
You know, what did you like the most about the Grammys?
I think I actually liked that it was more performance-based.
I like
it was
Pink
a show.
with the Cirque du Soleil show.
I missed that.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you see any of the Grammys?
Not a lot. Not a lot, unfortunately.
What were you doing? Were you watching the political channel?
No.
Or were you brainstorming on trying to figure out the answer to that question I asked you last week?
That's exactly what I was doing.
Who would be your prime minister if you picked anybody in the country to be the prime minister of this country right now? Who would it be? Karen, I wish we would have queued up the what is it? The Price is Right. Ding, 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 ding.
The Jeopardy?
Yeah, Jeopardy. That's it. Final Jeopardy. What's your answer, Karen? I want to know what your answer is.
Well, I gave it some serious thought. I don't have one answer, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I actually don't.
True politician.
I actually don't feel personally, and this is just a personal opinion, that there is
anyone besides me. Okay, and who else?
of course, who represents what Canada needs right now, and who could appeal to that broad audience. There, I said it last week.
I think Canada needs Hugh
I said it last
Hefner.
week. Oh my goodness. Or Barack Obama. Just, slightly different. Slightly different. I said it last week that Barack Obama set the bar for leadership, and that kind of response globally, the global network, the international affairs, all of those aspects of what a great leader is, including, of course, the domestic relations and domestic politics and bringing people together, that you said was one of the key leadership qualities.
What about Don Cherry? Don Cherry, Karen. Would you want Don Cherry to be the prime minister?
I'm not really sure Canadians can take it. He definitely brings people together, and he's definitely an honest speaker and says exactly what's on his mind, which Canadians, I think, could use maybe a little bit more of.
Right.
Ralph Klein was a very successful premier in Alberta for many years, and he did exactly that. It was, here I am, take me or leave me, like me or not, elect me or not.
Do you know who Steve Eisman is? He's a great Canadian hockey player.
Yes.
He's the GM of the Canada's Olympic team. I think he might be a good choice.
He's
a great guy, good looking, charismatic. Everybody loves him in Canada.
He might be a good choice.
Stevie Y. That's what we're saying. Think about it. Yeah.
There's also some other, I would like to see, personally, a woman come up through the ranks. There's Sheila Watt-Cloutier, who
never heard of her.
She is a Canadian Inuit activist. She was the nominee, along with Al Gore, for the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize.
Nice.
Yes, for her work on global climate change. She is the international chair of the Inuit Circumpolar Council, and does a lot of work on climate change, and she has held political office. She has honorary doctors of laws from across the country.
Does she eat seal meat?
I'm assuming at some point in her life she did.
There you go.
Mikhail Jean can do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just one of those things where
it's a part of their culture. It's an important part of their culture.
Right.
And I think she stands for what a lot of Canadians are looking for, which is
from
leadership.
the Northwest Territories.
And from the Northwest Territories. It'd be nice to see somebody from.
No, I mean she stands for a lot of the views and values from people from the Northwest Territories.
It's true.
Yeah, but nobody lives there.
But it's an important. But in an international capacity, it's one of the more important pathways that Canada has right now.
Good point, Karen. Maybe you should be Prime Minister, Karen.
That's a scary thought.
Think about all the men that would be after you.
Oh my goodness. Again, scary thought. Scary thought.
Isn't it?
Now the matchmaker isn't up till later. Don't start already.
I know. We got Lynn McKenzie coming up after, but
me too.
First we're going to have Vicki Wilson join us, and we're going to talk about, I believe it's celiac disease, which I'm going to quite admit, if somebody would have bet me $5,000, I wouldn't bet that I know exactly what that is, but I am going to find out. And then later on in the show, we also have Jake Gold from Canadian Idol. I think everybody's heard of him. He runs a management company. He represents various artists aside from his responsibilities on Canadian